Hi, Alex here, Success Moves. Step 7 on the 7 steps to recruit an endless supply of good quality salespeople that are productive, which is the key, and to enable you to actually scale your business and grow fast and make loads of lovely money. Okay, I finished step 6. I was talking about organizing the day and really preparing for it. And one of the big things I'd like to emphasize again is the biggest problem when people come to our days, which we all do for them, but if you're doing it yourself, is rejecting people. This is in your work, but on the day. They shy away from it and really don't like it. Now, you've got to turn that rejection into a positive environment to be good to yourself, but also the person. So when you're rejecting people, give them feedback, tell them why you're rejecting them, actually give them that. Now some of them will, when you reject people, that there's different ways they react. They usually just take it on board. A really good one fights back and retries to close on you. And I've seen clients when that's happened, they've rejected somebody and they fight back and they've changed their mind and been successful, because that's the mark of a salesperson. You could argue a salesperson, a natural one, doesn't ask for feedback. He recloses, tries again. It doesn't give up, doesn't take no for an answer. But you've got to give them that feedback. You might tell them that, look, we don't think you're right for sales. We think you'd be better as an accountant or an architect or a pilot or something completely different, whatever it is. Maybe they didn't have enough oomph, enough fire in their belly, enough enthusiasm. Maybe they weren't, their presentation was a bit hands in pockets, chewing gum or something, which put you off for your company. Give it to them. Their goals weren't clear. We want somebody that knows exactly what motivates them, and we've got very clear goals. Whatever it is, maybe they were talking with a bit of monotone in the voice, or they had an accent. That's a big area of rejection. An accent, jargon, slang doesn't really work in most sales areas. You've got to have clear speech, which they can work on. It's very valuable to them. So in fact, you'll develop your reputation, and just quickly give it back to them that when you reject, because through the day, you're going to have whatever number at the start of the day, and at certain points, you're going to do some role plays, and at certain points, you're going to add up the scores they've got and work them from the bottom. And the ones that the 5 lowest, right, you're going to have to reject. And that's the way you've got to do it. Now, they'll have done always do a couple of role plays so they feel they've had a good shot at it. And say to them, I said, it's a point scheme. It's not that you were bad. It's just others on these points got higher scores than you. It's maybe you'd do better with another company or so forth. Be really positive about it. But when you organise the day, I would suggest you start off with the way we start off is give a presentation on the company. But it's not just a sales pitch on the company. It's also the warts and spots, the hard bits, the constant rejection, the constant hard work, the number of calls, the number of contacts, visits, brochures out, all the pressure. Yeah, pressure, because there's a good side, the commission and bonuses and trips, but there's a lot of pressure in sales. It's hard work, and it's pressurized hard work, and you've got to make that clear. And you'll find that some people drop out on your opening speech, which is great, because you're in a filtering, trying to get people out to get to the elite shortlist there, the ones that are just right for you. So to start with an opening presentation, the way we do it, we turn it around and say, for 30 seconds, 60 seconds, just tell us about you, why we should take you. That's quite indicative and throws them in the deep end, and they're doing it all in front of each other, the way we do it. The way we manage it. You could do it separately, but the separately takes a lot longer to organise, but you can do it there. Then we have a group presentation, a group role play, where they have a task of selling something as a team, and we assess them on that. Then we have an individual sales exercise, and we design one that's particularly fun, which we call thinking on the spot, which we've tweaked and worked for years. But any role plays that are relevant to your business, maybe use some of the scripts, see if they can get some key facts on your business in 5 minutes on one A4 sheet, and put, here's the features, here's the benefits, sell it. See naturally if they've got any skills in there. And there's all sorts of ways that you can get those role plays organised in your group relative to the types of company you're doing it. So we do that, and then we reject and get the risk down. And when it's down to single numbers, certainly, well, depends on the client and so forth, then you do one-to-one interviews. Now, you're not going to go through the whole company, because you've just done that anyway. They've read tons of stuff before the day, apart from the initial presentation. they're not going to ask you lots of questions because they've actually had all that information you've had the information of them. So they're 5-10 minute interviews, and you're really seeing the things on an individual basis, give them a chance to ask you anything that's not relevant, even when they can start, and if they've booked holidays, type details are covered in there. And then reject the final people and tell them why. So the list is whittling down, and then do the nice job. But bearing in mind, the rejections is the hard job. You've got to man up on that, or woman up, excuse me. Then make the offers. And then you're really looking for a jump up and a real big smile on their face when they get the offer, if it's all right. Yeah. And the other trick is to start them as soon as possible, ideally the next day or the next 2 days, because the enthusiasm does tend to wane the longer you leave it. And recruiters like me could be ringing them with other ideas. So get them moving quickly, get a process that gets it quickly. That's great. I hope you take on board what we've done in our step 7. And as I said, we'd love to help you with it. We can do all of this for you cost effectively. And in fact, we've got bonuses and all sorts of offers where we're throwing in training and consulting and actually copywriting for your website, your career pages, your job descriptions, all sorts of things to help you on to get a real scale team built up. So talk to me personally about that. I'm Alex, and I hope you enjoyed this 7-step series, and I hope to hear from you soon. Have a great day.